Hey and welcome to Precision Rifle Reviews. I'm Tristan, and today, for the purpose of review, I've got my new self-titled Super Sako. Basically what this rifle is a Sako finnlite, stainless steel action, which has then been sort of totally left behind. It's been a bit of a slow progression in that I wanted a designated foxing gun, and that's what that is. I have two optics, a quick release March 1 to 8 power with a 24mm objective lens for day shooting. If you'd like to have a look at the review, I've previously done one on it and that ring system. And then for night shooting, I can go to the quick release Pulsar Thermal XD50, which is a fantastic thermal optic, and a review for that will be coming. This whole rifle started life in this particular stock and this particular lightweight stainless steel barrel, which I had the guys at Delta Tactical along with the action and magazine cerakote, and it served me very well for a very long time. Although its accuracy not being bedded in a standard rifle with a very high velocity projectile, being the 52 grain spears projectiles are out the gate at about 3,700 feet per second on this rifle, so very fast shooting rifle, which I wanted. Sort of led to the demise of that system, and I never did a review on it purely because, hey, we've all seen a standard Sako 85 and that's what it was, other than the cerakote job, which we posted some photos of it. It is no longer standard anymore. From the fantastic team at Southfort Labs over in New Zealand, we had this absolutely gorgeous carbon fibre stock. Now usually when you think carbon fibre, if you have a very expensive car and the inside of the car, you've got a very hard, gel-coated, unforgiving carbon fibre. The rifle stock is not like that at all. It's actually very beautiful to touch. It's not super hard. You don't feel that resin on top like you would in the vehicle. It is very nice. I've also matched that with a Hardy carbon fibre barrel. Now the carbon fibre barrel, the way that they do it is just a standard normal barrel, then it's wrapped on the outside, so it's not carbon fibre all the way through. And this barrel is absolutely a treat. You can see the profile of it. It's very thick, yet it is, I think, 5 or 10 grams. I'll get you the full stats in 2 seconds because I've written it down. Heavier, so a fantastic upgrade. I've gone from a 1 in 14 thin barrel to a 1 in 9. Kept the extra rigidity, kept the extra sort of strength and accuracy, and sort of cost me nothing. On the underside of the rifle, I've had my gunsmith who put all of this together for me, and I'm going to hyperlink his information, or his mobile phone number, contact information below. He doesn't have a Facebook page because they're so busy here in Canberra in Australia, because what he's done is totally bedded the action. For one, we've double checked and corrected the headspace. We've on the bolt face, very little needed to happen to it. As he mentioned to me, very few Sakos that he sees come through the door actually need bolt face lapping, refacing, to make sure that the 3 lock-in lugs that they come standard with all engage at exactly the same point. We've also got a threaded barrel. Now the gunsmith did not do this because Hardy, it's an option. You can see how nice and thick the muzzle cap is. It's really quite sturdy. And the good team, we can bring the camera in nice and close, the good team at GC Precision Developments in Australia, in the Australian Capital Territory, is where I purchased this outstanding brake. Now this is, I would have to say, one of the best rifle brakes I have ever seen. The ports are directly out the side. There's nothing underneath. Anyone that has a port that faces down, in my opinion, just my own personal opinion, you may like it, I do not. You'll get a face full of dirt every single time when you're shooting off the dirt. Maybe if you're on the bench, it's a good thing, but it will still lift the rifle. It's just a silly thing to have ports at the bottom, in my opinion. The larger caliber design do have ports in the top, 3 ports along the top that will help with heavy recoiling rifles a little bit more. But being for the 22-250, I did not need it. Now have a look at the way that this does up. If I just thread my muzzle brake down a little bit, I'm just trying to do this one-handed. I should bring the other hand up, but I'm conscious of putting my forearm in front of your camera view, which I'm going to move in 2 seconds. I do apologise. Now you just take your muzzle brake down. And the way that this works is a lot of brakes, what they do is they screw all the way down, and then they have a screw underneath which tightens up. It's a horrible idea because effectively what you're going to do, let it be microscopically, you're choking the crown of the rifle. This brake comes with its own tooling, and what you do is, naturally I've only just screwed it on there, you put it all the way down till it bottoms out, then just rotate it back one, take your tool, once you're satisfied that you have the brake on straight, of course, and using that tool, I do apologise, using that tool, as you can see here, there's a thread which then backs back down, and that's what offers you your tension. Rather than choking the rifle, this thread which is attached to this thread here, this collar, which is attached to the brake, backs back down the rifle, engages the metal on the barrel here, and nips it up nice and tight. Like I say, bar none, this is the best rifle brake I have ever used. On this rifle, it makes it feel maybe 223 like. For a very, very lightweight rifle, it makes it feel like maybe a little bit less than a 223. Very low recoiling rifle now, which is brilliant for me. And a lot of people say, well, you don't even need a brake on a 22-250. This is an extremely light rifle. It's a designated foxing rifle, and the reason that I've got that is so I can see where my shots land, even at close distance. Now, Russell the gunsmith has relocated the sling stud from at the front here. He's relocated it down here because I wanted to retain it, and what he has done has screwed in, gel inserted a Picatinny rail, which was purchased from Delta Tactical here in Melbourne in the ACT. So I can therefore just slip on an Atlas bipod. Oh, I can press that button in. My hands are not having a good day today. So I've got an Atlas bipod ready to go. The other thing that I've got on top of this action is a one-piece Picatinny rail. I do believe that they offer a little bit more rigidity to the top of the action, which is a great thing. First thing I want to indicate to you at this point, as I'm about to put the bolt into the rifle, there's no magazine in the rifle, and I can see there's no ammunition into the chamber. The Sako 85, being a Sako, typical Sako, as I just did mention, you've got a 3-bolt lock-in lug. And if you can see just under my finger here where I'm pointing, that little cutout is what they call a control feed. It's one of the things that separates the Sako from the tickers. The control feed basically means no matter what orientation this rifle's in, let it be left, right, upside down, if you're in space doing it a backflip, it will always pick up a round accurately and properly. So typical Sako, just absolutely glass feed. The trigger has also had a lighter trigger put into it. I love the fact that they've got the cocked indicator, which you can get the camera to come in here. You can see this little tab is hanging out, and as soon as I pull the very crisp trigger, it just pulls back in. So if that cocked indicator is in, you know the rifle is safe. While the camera's here, we'll just have a quick look at the safety for the Sako. So if I pull the trigger, this little toggle back, the rifle is on safe, and if I have a trigger safety test right now, there's not even a millimeter of creep in it. It is lock solid, rock solid. That is safe. Push it forward and we are on fire. The other great thing, while the rifle is on safe, you have this little detent or little button in front. If you press that, what it will allow you to do is to release the bolt. You can manipulate the bolt while the rifle is on safe. Then as soon as you bring the bolt back down, it remains on safe. So I think that in its own is a very, very good feature. just so you can see, the bolt release for the Sako is on the other side. This is an adjustable trigger. The way that you would do that is drop it out. There's a Allen key on the inside. You put it in there and you can adjust your trigger. Naturally, I've got this one quite all the way down as low as I can get it, which is a fantastic thing. The magazine for the Sako 85 is a fantastic magazine. Let it be that it should be 10 rounds, not the 5 that it is, as I just show you the feature of loading it. A lot of magazines you have to put in and then feed under like this and feed them under, not so on the 85. While the magazine is in the rifle, you can do this through the ejection port, but it's what's called a double stack or a top load. So as you can see there, you can just quite simply put them on top, you can feed it through there and just push it down. It holds 5 rounds. It is very, very accurate. There is no movement in it, and the ammunition feeds from the box magazine into the chamber extremely accurately. Okay, so that being said, down to the finer details of how accurate this rifle has become. This is my first round grip. It wasn't like this, it was actually like this on the paper. My point of aim was right here. Naturally, it was just my first ever shots out of the rifle. Now, bearing in mind, I was running in the rifle. So what I do personally, I always run in my barrels. I do shot clean for 5 shots. I've got my own break-in process, and I was doing that. So I took my first shot, cleaned the rifle, second shot, cleaned the rifle. This is a 5-shot group. 5 shots, all fit onto the head of a piece of, onto the base of a piece of brass. This is an extremely accurate rifle. Bearing in mind that this is not with a super high powered scope, I was only using 8 powers scope at 100 meters with a clean in between each shot. I haven't done a lot more shooting with it beyond that, but the potential for accuracy that it is showing at this point is off the Richter scale. The other thing that I will be running is my, is it IKBS, I can never remember the name, marksmanship cheek rest, which I run on all of my rifles. I've previously done a review on these and I absolutely love them. I have purchased one for every single one of my rifles. None of my rifles don't have one of these on them. Now give me 2 seconds while I grab a piece of paper here, because we are all interested in the stock, in the weight comparisons and where they are in closing. So the Sako barrel, the factory Sako barrel is 937 grams. The Hardy carbon fibre barrel, much thicker, much stronger, much more accuracy. Instead of 937 grams from the Sako, the Hardy barrel is marginally heavier at 10.25 grams. That is a 20-inch barrel. Like I say, 1 in 9 twist, so lot more accuracy with it as well. So there's I have no problems in paying that weight penalty. The stock, the standard sort of very lovely to hold Sako stock, but leaves little to the imagination as far as accuracy and that sort of thing goes. The standard Sako stock is 828 grams. The Fort Worth Labs stock, which I absolutely love, and I can't let it get away without me knowing that this also includes a awesome limb saver butt pad, which is an absolute pleasure to shoot with the rear sling stud as well. Instead of 828 grams, the Fort Worth Labs stock is 659 grams. When you pick these up, you honestly think it feels like a toy, yet it is so rigid and so well built. I just can't put enough emphasis on how awesome that stock is. Okay, the brake. Where are we? Where's the brake that's on the end of the rifle? The GC Precision Developments brakes, would you believe, is actually a steel construction, yet it only weighs 129 grams, and it comes with the with that tool to put it back on as well. Now the full Sako rifle with the rail but no magazine before weighed 2,553 grams with no bolt and no magazine. The way that the rifle is right now, with no bolt and no magazine, drum roll, 2,553 463 grams. Basically, I've gone to a heavier, thicker, way better barrel. Absolutely hands down quality and accuracy is off the Richter scale, and I'm 20 grams lighter. Now, my purpose was never to try and get a lighter rifle. It was light enough. I wanted a bit more accuracy, and I tell you what, I've got the accuracy and I've got a little bit more of a weight saving. Now, with the magazine in there, for the people that are wondering, instead of 2,463 grams without the magazine and without the bolt, you're 2,543 grams with the magazine but no bolt. The bolt, for the people that are wondering, if you're building a lightweight rifle, weighs 282 grams, and I think that is everything. So you know, the fact that I've now got a rifle that I can just as easy as that, clip on my day scope, just as quickly put on my night scope with awesome accuracy, is just an awesome thing. It's a Sako 85 finnlite in 22-250 with a stainless steel finish from the factory, of course, and I've had the whole action and everything has been cerakoted from Delta Tactical. As I mentioned, I think I've covered just about everything, but I wanted to make it a brief and as quick review as possible while comprehensively covering everything. Until the next video, I'm Tristan. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like our page. Share it around if you think you have a mate that might like something. If you do subscribe and you hit the little bell and what have you, we don't send you anything. It just means as we make red hot videos, you get early notification of them. Hope you all have a great day.